This is KBOI 2 News at 5:30.
It's 5:30. Here's a look at today's top local stories. A former Idaho state senator has passed away. The family of John Andreessen says he died last night. Andreessen served as a senator for an Ada County district from 1995 to 2012. Before becoming a senator, he was the director of the Idaho Legislative Budget Office for more than 2 decades. Andreessen was 88 years old. A former Idaho death row inmate is now back behind bars. Chris Tapp is accused of domestic battery. Bonneville County deputies say he got into a fight with his wife yesterday. Investigators say then he tried to stop her from calling police. Tapp was exonerated in March after serving 20 years for a murder he did not commit. And Meridian police need your help finding a person accused of fraud. Officers say this man used a stolen credit card during a burglary in Nampa. He then used the card at 2 different Walmarts in Meridian. He was last seen wearing cowboy boots and a blue and white baseball hat. If you recognize him, please call police. Don't forget to join us on social media for more news and weather. Our team is constantly posting updates on Twitter and Facebook. The sun has been warming up the week, but might not be the case this weekend. I'm loving it, though, for the next couple of days. KBOI 2 meteorologist Nate Larson joins us now with a look at what's ahead.
Thank you, Kelsey. Yeah, you have to take it in while it's here because you never know, especially heading into fall, how long the nice temperatures or even the nice weather will stick around. In fact, this afternoon, it's still a nice afternoon. We do have some clouds streaming in from the north and west thanks to a storm system. This, of course, is a shot just off of Chinden here in Garden City. Diamond and Heating cooling camera. Beautiful out there right now. Temperature-wise, we're warming up pretty nicely. We're in the mid-60s, although some of the cloud cover we are seeing through the Treasure Valley limiting a little bit of the heating we potentially could have seen. We were expecting near 70 degrees today. I don't think we're going to get quite up to 70 today with some of the clouds that are rolling in. It's all due to a storm system that's passing to the north of us. Again, notice any precipitation is just clipping parts of the panhandle, but most of it up to the north of us. And we're going to see just these thin clouds move through the region. Behind it will clear out for tomorrow, and then we have more changes on the way for the weekend or heading into the weekend. So it's not going to last for too long, at least the nice weather. Tonight, enjoy the 50s with partly to mostly cloudy skies. Cool temperatures as we start off the morning. Tomorrow, 43 degrees expected. Lots of sunshine. We are seeing warmer temperatures for tomorrow, so we're still under that warming trend. Again, it doesn't last too long. We'll be 72 tomorrow afternoon with blue skies. Details on when that next storm system will be here coming up later on. Kelsey.
New at 5:30, a Michigan judge is going back on his order to grant custodial rights to a convicted rapist. The judge says he gave Christopher Mirasolo joint custody after DNA tests proved he was the child's biological father. But he says he recently learned the child was conceived when he raped the child's mother. Mirasolo won't have parental rights, but he will still have to pay child support. New at 5:30, 2 people are recovering tonight after an explosion and fire at a Texas energy site. Crews were building a new tank where that explosion happened, and fire officials say they found several oil storage tanks on fire. 2 people were taken by helicopter to a hospital in San Antonio for injuries that are not considered life-threatening. Several agencies are now trying to figure out what caused that fire. Tonight, authorities say they're investigating the death of a 6-year-old in Washington as a homicide. Searchers found David Paco's body dumped inside a trash bin at the apartment complex where he lived. Hundreds searched for him overnight. Detectives now say they're investigating a 19-year-old male relative, but he has not been arrested or charged. New at 5:30, a big construction project now underway on the Las Vegas Strip. Nikki Bowers explains what crews are installing for an added layer of protection.
Unfortunately, I think it's something that you have to do nowadays. I'm from New York, and we have incidents in the city as well, and you got to be safe. That's the #1 priority. Otherwise, you're not going to have people coming to Vegas anymore.
The Las Vegas Strip will soon look very different.
No matter what, as long as people's safety is involved, I think that's your #1 key, especially with the most recent events in Vegas. You definitely want to keep your city safe at all times.
Construction on about 700 bollards are expected to begin on Tuesday. They're barriers that'll shield sidewalks so pedestrians have an added sense of security and an added layer of protection.
More security is becoming a burden to everybody, but you know, obviously this is a high traffic area, so I think it might be a good idea.
Both tourists and locals say they feel safe on the Strip, but staying proactive instead of reactive is smart.
When the Mandalay incident happened, for at least a week straight, I mean, there was cops everywhere on the Strip, just keeping the people safe.
The steel posts are sturdy enough to bring a flatbed truck traveling at 55 miles per hour to a halt.
We get tourists from all over the world every single day of the year. I mean, people are constantly coming and going here.
The project should wrap up before New Year's.
New at 5:30, attorneys for Bo Bergdahl are calling to have his case dismissed. The Haley native says President Trump has reaffirmed his criticism of him, which will prevent him from receiving a fair sentence. President Trump has criticized him in the past. When asked about him yesterday, he referred back to those comments. Bergdahl pleaded guilty to desertion and misbehavior before the enemy. His sentencing begins next week. New at 5:30, evacuees from California's wildfires are having a new problem tonight. Too many donated items. Guess if you're going to have a problem, this is the one to have, right? In this horrific week of tragedy since the fires broke out there, shelters across Northern California have been showered with love. I love to see this. Now, evacuation centers in Northern California say, though, they are overflowing and running out of room to store all these donations.
It's not that they don't want help and that they don't need it all, they just don't have a place right now to store it.
The generosity of this community is amazing, but right now we're not accepting any more donations to the Finley Center or other evacuation locations.
Financial donations are best, but we will not turn away anything that's donated to the shelters.
For those wanting to help, monetary donations in the form of gift cards are best, like he just mentioned, at least for now. And new at 5:30, the search is on for a new fire chief in Twin Falls. KMVT reports the city officially accepted Tim Soul's resignation today. He was appointed last October. In a statement, the Twin Falls city manager praised his experience, but says in part, quote, "We also recognize that not all professional relationships are the right fit, and moving in a new direction will benefit the organization and community." Happening tomorrow, the Ada County Highway District is celebrating the opening of Fairview and Cole. We are all ready for this. If you've been in the area, there is no doubt you've noticed a lot of orange cones. Well, crews have been working on that intersection since last fall, and the new intersection has double turn lanes, new sidewalks, and can accommodate U-turns. The Highway District will celebrate the completion tomorrow morning at that intersection at 10 a.m. New at 5:30, some Eastern Idaho elementary schools are bringing back music and physical education. The Post-Register reports the Bonneville Joint School District cut funding for those programs back in 2011. That was when the state reduced education funding when the economy went down. Well, this year, voters approved to increase the district's supplemental levy. Some of that is being used to fund music and PE at the district's elementary schools. And new at 5:30, the city of Portland is trying out a tiny solution to the city's homeless problem. The city is now letting people live in tiny homes on wheels, or RVs that are parked. But they do have to get permission from homes and businesses.
This is really a way to allow friends and neighbors and family members to provide a safe space for people to shelter.
While restrictions will be laxed, the city says it can still crack down on units that are a nuisance or threat to public safety. Coming up on KBOI 2 News at 5:30, construction crews hard at work in downtown Boise. We'll tell you what's behind the fences at City Hall. And potato harvest is wrapping up for the year. We'll show you what the Idaho Potato Commission is doing to keep the crop top of mind.
Today's market report is sponsored by Edward Jones Financial Advisors with more than 50 offices in the Treasure Valley. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC. The following segment is sponsored by Idaho Potato Commission.
Harvest of Idaho's premier potato crop is coming to an end in the Gem State, but as KBOI 2's Scott Logan shows us, the state's splendid spud will be in the national spotlight as the year comes to a close.
Idaho potato growers expect to harvest 13 billion pounds of potatoes this season. That's a lot of potatoes. In fact, if you were to take 13 billion pounds of potatoes and cover the blue turf here at Albertson Stadium from end zone to end zone, the pile of spuds would rise a mile high. But no doubt about it, weather challenges this season have had an influence on Idaho's famous potatoes.
It has reduced our yield a little bit. Our acres are also down about 15,000 acres less this year than last year. And we also believe our average yield will be down per acre. So weather has had an impact. It does appear, though, the quality is still very good.
And while the potato harvest is wrapping up, the Idaho Potato Commission is gearing up to launch its 6th nationwide advertising campaign featuring what President and CEO Frank Muir calls the best marketing idea the Commission's ever had. The big Idaho potato truck, which hauls a 6-ton potato all over the country and usually gets lost along the way, has become part of American pop culture while making Idaho's potatoes even more renowned.
We have traveled to all 48 states multiple times. We haven't been to Alaska or Hawaii, but we're still trying to figure out how to do that. We were actually looking at a barge opportunity to take it to Hawaii because we have folks in Hawaii that are just pleading for us to bring the truck there. And
really?
So, yeah, I'm serious. And Alaska as well.
Famous Idaho potatoes will get more national exposure as the year winds down with the famous Idaho Potato Bowl and the New Year's Eve Idaho Potato Drop.
This has been one of the most, I'm going to call it crazy marketing ideas to drop an 18-foot Idaho potato in front of the state capitol. Who would have expected 30,000 to 40,000 people in single-digit weather to come out and experience that and enjoy it?
The Idaho potato industry is a big score for the state. It's worth about $5 billion to Idaho and 30,000 jobs. In Boise, Scott Logan, KBOI 2 News.
We sure do love our potatoes here in the potato state, and we're pretty proud of that.
Yeah, great weather for growing potatoes here in Southwest Idaho and up in the Snake River Plain. So yeah, why not?
You know what? I've been here for 4.5 years now, and I've never actually seen a potato farm.
Really?
Yeah, no. And I do tell my friends that because
you've
they assume Boise, Idaho. I'm from New York. They assume Boise, Idaho is just full of them, and I've never actually seen one. I know they're all over, but
you got to go out and visit one yourself and dig up your own spud.
That would be pretty fun.
That would be cool. All right. Outside weather, it's a shot of our tower camera showing the live shot over the valley. Some of the trees starting to change. Also seeing some particulates in the air quality as well. Our air quality has started to creep up into the moderate category. It's expected to be there actually tomorrow, but otherwise all the trees changing colors, leaves starting to change, looking gorgeous out there if you want to head out. In fact, temperatures 65 degrees right now. Fantastic afternoon. Couldn't ask, I think, for better. We're right at average. I mentioned air quality. Tomorrow we are expecting moderate levels, just barely into the threshold of moderate levels. Air quality is slowly deteriorated. We should see improvement as we have another storm system brush through. It's not going to happen in the next 24 hours. I'll let you know when it gets here in just a minute. 65 right now, as mentioned, in Boise, 61 in Caldwell and Ontario, 64 in Sun Valley. Satellite and radar showing where our clouds have come from. We had some high-level clouds, or we're seeing some high-level clouds roll through much of the Treasure Valley in southwest Idaho. The moisture, though, from the main storm system will up to the north of us, and we are going to see a bit of a break in between a series of storm systems that are going to start to impact our region. In fact, the one that we're going to keep an eye on is just moving into the Gulf of Alaska right now. It's this area of low pressure right here. It's got a lot of cold air with it. In fact, we're going to see 20-degree temperature drops from our highs Thursday into Friday as that rolls in. So enjoy the 70s we're going to see for the next couple of days, the nice weather. Maybe you want to head out and get your leaves raked, although as we put Futurecast into motion, you'll notice as the storm comes in, we usually have breezy conditions. We are expecting those in the Treasure Valley, so it might blow around some of the leaves from your neighbors. So maybe don't get all your leaves raked up just yet. You'll be doing it again after the storm rolls through. A nice day in for Wednesday into Thursday. Thursday afternoon and evening, though, we start to see some changes. The breezy conditions, increasing clouds in our front of this next storm system should be here Friday early morning hours into the afternoon, and then another storm system lined up behind that one for the weekend. So sunny skies expected for the Magic Valley area, 71 in Jerome tomorrow. More sunshine for the south central mountain regions, 58 expected for Stanley. We are going to see a few clouds, I think, up in the McCall region to the north of there, precipitation, otherwise staying dry for areas like McCall and Cascade. 65 in Payette, sunshine with warmer temperatures, I think, for the lower Treasure Valley as well. 67 in Emmett, upper 60s for the upper Treasure Valley as well. 72 in Mountain Home. That extended forecast showing again that showers moving in Friday. Could see a few more showers late Saturday evening for the game, unfortunately, lingering into Sunday as well, but then clearing out as we head into Monday, Tuesday of next week. Mountains also getting their fair share of rain and snow showers. And again, that's going to last through Saturday and then possibly even into Sunday morning for the mountain regions, making it pretty chilly out there. We'll see more of that white stuff up in the mountain areas above 4,000 feet. Should be pretty nice. Saturday, though, maybe you've noticed I'm wearing pink, and real men wear pink pin. We do have a team here at KBOI for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer walk coming up on October 21st. That's this Saturday. Should be in between storm systems, so we should be getting rained on as we're out walking, but be sure to head on to the American Cancer Society's website. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, trying to raise awareness as well as funds to help fight breast cancer, help save lives. So join our team or join anyone's team, or just come out and have a good time on the walk.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for raising awareness for this, such an important
it's
cause.
the least we can do to help, well, all the amazing women out there, but this actually impacts men as well. If you didn't know that already, there are men that get breast cancer too.
Absolutely.
So it's a good cause.
All right, so that's this Saturday, and then Nate will be wearing his pink through the rest of the month.
Through the rest of the month, yep.
All right, thanks, Nick. Well, still to come, a downtown icon getting a facelift. We'll tell you the next chapter for City Hall Plaza. And it's a big week for our friends at Discovery Center of Idaho. Mythbusters, the explosive exhibition, is opening up on Saturday. VIP members, they can see it Friday night. This is a great event to take the kids to. It is very hands-on. You'll find more information through a link on idahonews.com. And now we're going to your prime time lineup. Don't miss KBOI 2 News at 10. Hope you got that one right. Jeopardy is coming up next. In this week's Comings and Goings, we check in on construction in downtown Boise to see how progress is coming along there. City Hall's plaza has been undergoing a lot of renovation. $3.8 million worth. I'm sure you've seen this. You'll recall the big addition, those 7 cottonwoods metal art pieces that are 2 stories tall. The city's Arts and History Department commissioned them. The entire plaza's renovation should be done before the first snowfall hits the valley floor. That is soon, including the new water feature there. That is exciting. I'm excited to see it. A public hearing is coming to Meridian in 2 days. The Planning and Zoning Commission is taking up a proposal for East Ridge Estates. It calls for rezoning 40 acres of land north of East Lake Hazel Road and west of South Eagle Road. The developer, Devco, wants to build 139 homes with 7 common lots. If you'd like to attend the hearing, it starts at 6 o'clock at City Hall, 33 East Broadway Avenue. And a big announcement for Nampa. Mr. Car Wash is opening its newest car wash at 4324 Garrity Boulevard. This is the 6th location in the Boise area for them. The grand opening is the weekend of October 20th through the 22nd. That is this weekend. A ribbon cutting is at 9:15 on Friday morning. Mr. Car Wash is offering free car washes and care kits to the first 500 customers who visit throughout the weekend. This is the place to go, it seems like. They'll also raffle off unlimited Wash Club memberships. That's good for 1 year. Pretty cool. And if you've seen new construction or a zoning change you want us to look into or find out who's building what next to your house, you can always send Natalie an email, a tweet, or a Facebook message. Every Tuesday, we'll let you know what's coming and what's going. Well, our next newscast is at 9 o'clock on the CW. Tonight, we will show you what the F-35 could mean for Gowan Field and the city of Boise. In the meantime, you can follow us on the KBOI2 Facebook page and idahonews.com for more local news and weather. We hope you enjoy the nice weather coming up in the next couple of days. Thanks for watching.
Take the news with you on the radio, 670 KBOI. And for news and information 24 hours a day, click on idahonews.com.
Oh, is that you or me? That looks right. I'm meteorologist Nate Larson here in the KBOI 2 Weather Control Center. Look at your forecast moving forward. These clouds that we see streaming into western Idaho, they're going to be out of here as we head into the evening hours. They're all associated with this storm system that's up to the north of us, so we're not seeing any precipitation here in our area, and we're not expecting any as well. We do have some changes that are going to be making their way towards us as we head into the end of the week. So if you're making plans for Friday and Saturday, this guy right here, this large area of low pressure moving into the Gulf of Alaska, this is what's going to be impacting your weekend plans. In fact, we're expecting quite a cool down from temperatures on Thursday. We'll see here on extended forecast in the low 70s to just the mid and low 50s on Friday, with rain showers moving in early on Friday morning. Then we'll see another batch of moisture moving in Saturday afternoon into Sunday. Temperatures will start to warm up some. We'll be back in the mid 60s into next week.